what our futures look like. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to Birmingham for our aka Southeastern Regional Conference. Me, my mom, her friends riding with us, and we just gonna drive down there because it's only like 3 hours away, or if that. I think it's like 2 hours and like 45 minutes or something like that. Yeah, y'all. And I feel like I have like mixed feelings about this because one, it's Birmingham. What the heck is in Birmingham? It's nothing to do in Birmingham for real. Like everybody knows that. But I'm going to give it a chance, y'all. I'm going to give it a chance. I also didn't know that Birmingham was called Magic City. I did not know that. The only time I've ever been to Birmingham is when my parents took us for like, okay, so in the summer, y'all, my parents used to, since my dad worked for his own self, he had his own business, and my mom was off during the summer because she was a teacher at that point. My mom didn't work, my dad worked whenever he wanted to, so he could take off whenever. So in the summer, y'all, they used to take us all types of places, but it would be like, we always learning something. My mama always had us learning, and that's where I get being a lifelong learner from, because y'all, she used to have us reading hella books, we were doing problems, even when we went on trips, we going to see something historical. We going to learn something about something, okay? My mama did not play that. Her or my grandma or my dad, like, because my dad's a big history person as well, so you ride past something, and you get a whole history lesson. So they was very big on that. So like I was saying, the only other time I remember coming to Birmingham, we went to a lot of like historical sites, and we went to a museum, I think the Civil Rights Museum down here, and then we also went to, I think, is it where the those 4 little girls were burned in the basement at a church? I gotta look that up. I'll put it on the screen if y'all don't know, but we went there and visited that, and we just went a whole bunch of different historical places. Okay, so maybe that's it. Maybe I've never been to Birmingham to enjoy Birmingham. Okay, maybe that's it. Like we was learning when we came to Birmingham, and even though that's fine, I like to learn, but I just want a little vacation, y'all. I just want a little vacation. Like I told y'all, I just need a vacation, and we literally was just talking about just needing a vacation, and then my mama ended up, I told y'all in, I can't remember one, it's a Contractor Diaries video that I just put out, that I ended up saying that my mom like last minute decided we just gonna go to the conference because we were gonna skip going to Boulay in Vegas. So we was gonna do this regional conference instead of, because you know Vegas is a little more expensive. So I'm very excited about that. As far as Birmingham goes, y'all, we're literally gonna be here for like 2-3 days, not that long. We get here Thursday. We left at 4 a.m. in the morning. 4 a.m. in the morning. I was so freaking sleepy, y'all. So tired. They had me tore up all day. Thursday we get there. We leave Saturday. We have workshops, a couple general body meetings, and we have a public meeting with all the D9 invited, and we'll have a speaker and all that stuff. So we got it's a lot of stuff going on. They got a block party, step show, all that. But let's get straight into the video because this intro ain't supposed to be this long. I just had to throw an intro in here because I honestly just started recording at 4 a.m. in the morning because I was freaking tired. I was tired, and then we just never stopped for me to make an intro. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have to make me an intro after the fact and throw it in there. So you will probably see me in this same setup in a clip further down in the video, but I had to. I don't like videos just starting with me seeing stuff. Like what's going on? Like give me some context before you start throwing me into clips of you doing stuff. Tell me a little something. So I like to do a little talking intro, let y'all know what's going on. So y'all, after this clip, y'all gonna start with Thursday at 4 a.m. and y'all gonna spend the whole day with me tomorrow, and then yeah, I mean y'all gonna spend the whole day with me yesterday because today is actually Friday morning. So yeah, y'all, and then we'll pick back up. I'm gonna be talking to y'all. This is me Friday morning, so I'll hit y'all after all day tomorrow. So it's all for you. If you really want it, it's all for you. If you say it's all for you. If you it's all for you. If you wake up, it's all for you. If you really want it, it's all for you. If you say it's all for you. Y'all,
Even though I have pains, I don't have to be one. In the words of a phenomenal woman, Maya Angelou, I have learned that people will forget what you say, but they will never forget how you made them feel. God has made each of us a necessity in someone's life or situation. He has provided no substitute for you. Therefore, my beloved sorors, be steadfast and unmovable, always unbounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as you know your labor is not in vain, says the Lord. 1 Corinthians 15, chapter 58.
Sound right here, but y'all, I was loving the visuals. It was so amazing, and it was right up my alley. Y'all know I love anything Disney related, magical, fairy. That's my vibe right there. So I was eating this up. I was loving this.
They did good with that. Very good.
MRD, let's really let them know how we do it in the Magic City.
Litigation isn't just about going to court. Most lawyers will tell you we've done our jobs if we don't go to court. Litigation isn't just about filing suit. It is about filing your grievance and arguing your point. It is about refusing to let them take our language and take our stories and take our truth and tell us a lie and make us believe that they are correct.
That's right.
We litigate when we fight back and we tell people who we are. And then we do step 6, which is my favorite step. Janetta Cole can tell you is always my favorite step, and that is we gotta be disruptive. We have to disrupt their systems. When they tell us to sit down, we stand up. When they tell us to walk, we run. And when they tell us to stand still, we soar. We fly. We go higher and higher and higher till they can't see anything but our trail. And then we do the next step. We do step 7, which is that we deny them the authority to tell us what our futures look like. They have spent our entire lives telling us what we are capable of. I'm always a little chagrined when people clap when they hear about my place in history, that I'm the first black woman in American history to become the nominee for governor of a major party. But the problem is, why did it take 246 years for that to be true? I I appreciate the celebration, but I deny the fact that we haven't crossed that threshold and made a black woman the governor in the United States of America. We will get it done one day. And it'll be sooner than they want. Because we have to deny them the ability to shape our minds. You all decided that you were not just going to cower, you were going to be bold and pink and green and show everyone everywhere who you are and what you believe. And we've got to do this every day, not only in conventions of convenience, but in places of pain. We've got to show up and deny them the authority to shape our sense of ourselves. Because if we do that, if we deny them that, then we get to the next step of being engaged. We look to the elected officials who took time to be here. We look to those who take care of our lives and we say to them, we expect more of you, but we'll be there to help you get it done. That when we are facing rising gas prices, we don't just complain about the number, we go see about the people who can't afford to leave home anymore. That when they fire 300,000 black women in America, we say, sister, come along with me, we will find you a new opportunity. We do the work of being engaged in solving the problems that we see. Because that gets us to step 9. That gets us to the elections that are coming up. I believe that the midterms can help staunch the bleeding, but that's not the solution to the problem that we face. Authoritarianism isn't thwarted by an election. It is thwarted by people who say this will be one of the elections we win, and the next election, and the next election, and the next election, until you have forgotten that you ever thought you could steal our power. We do have to do elections this year. We've got to win up and down the ballot, but we got to make sure we're reading the fine print. We've got to make sure that we're electing congressional members like Terry Sewell, but we got to do our best to make sure we're electing judges at the local level and school board members. That we are electing the people who make our lives possible and make our lives harder. Because if we've done those things, if we have committed, if we have shared, if we have done the work of organizing and mobilizing, if we litigate, if we disrupt, if we deny, if we engage, if we elect, then we will get to the last and most important step, step 10, which is that we can demand the democracy we have always deserved in this nation. We can demand access to health care and to housing and to civil rights and to
right, y'all remember the setup? Yeah, this is the setup I told y'all for the intro that you're gonna see again because I recorded it at the same time. But anyway, it's Friday freaking morning and I had to get me some sleep, y'all. I had to get me some freaking sleep because then people had me, like I told y'all, getting up at 4 a.m. to come to Birmingham. And then stuff just kept changing, like times, they kept changing the times, like general body meetings and stuff, and then stuff would run over, and we never had the time that we thought in between events to go check into our hotel. We literally just went back-to-back events. And then when we did have time, it was never enough time to come always to the hotel, check in, and then go back, because we didn't get a hotel connected to the conference. We didn't stay in one of those hotels that you could walk to. We literally have to drive. And we thought we were gonna have time between those two events, but after the open ceremony, before the next public meeting or whatever, it was on traffic time. So that 15 minutes went to 30 some minutes, and 30 some minutes back, 30 some minutes there, 30 some minutes back. We weren't gonna make it back in time, especially because when we had came back, we were supposed to be doing our chapter pictures. So my mama didn't want to miss the chapter pictures, and I was like, oh, I wouldn't miss them dang chapter pictures. I don't really care, bro. I don't care, because I was tired and ready to come to the room. I really didn't care. She was like, you can go to the room if you want to, and I'm like, but then I have to come pick y'all back up. I don't want to get out the room when I get to the room. I might as well just stay with y'all then. And so y'all, they had me out all freaking day. We didn't get here till 10:30, about 11 o'clock to this hotel room. We didn't check in till then. Yeah, I was hurt. And y'all know, I don't know, I just can't be around a whole lot of people also a long period of time. Like, that's the only thing, that's one of the things I don't like about conferences, because it's so many dang people at one time, like, overstimulates me. And I'm not talking about a room full of people, like a classroom or like a little event. This has over 6,000 of us at this conference. So this is on a different level. This is overstimulating. 6,000, yeah. It just be too much going on, and then people got assigned seating, and you gotta sit here and you gotta sit there, but then they don't have it labeled, and it just gets to be in a lot. And I don't like that. Y'all know I don't be liking nobody attitudes and stuff like that. I'm ready to go. If you start an attitude with me or say something, I'm ready to go. Like, I don't too much want to stay. I don't too much want to talk to you. I don't too much want to do. No. Some of us have a way of saying things that are like, it's a better way to say it. I get what you're trying to say, and you protocol and all that, but it's a better way to say it. That's just what it is. And then, you know, it's really the fact that I'm younger. So, you know, a lot of older ones, a lot of vets, and they just say whatever they want to say and however they want to say it, because you're younger and they don't feel the need to see you on the same playing field as them. Sometimes it's not a respect there at all, even though you're a grown person, grown adult. But that's not all though, but it is some of them. It's some of them. And then there's so many different personalities, and you know, everything comes off differently to people based on their personality and their character, and you know, people just come off differently to different people. And with so many different personalities in a room, 6,000, it gets to a point, it gets to be a lot, especially for somebody who's not really that big of a people person. And yeah, that's just awkward. Even walking in the room, when I had to go out and then walk back in the room and everybody was seated, I'm like, there's too many dang people. There's too many dang, like, this is awkward. So yeah, I'm just not a big conference fan. And then also, like I said, like I was getting to, it's always some type of issue like that, like an unsisterly act. And it's honestly, like, you can't not expect that, because 6,000 people, somebody's going to be unsisterly. Just because you're in our sorority doesn't mean you're automatically sisterly. We're all human beings at the end of the day. Everybody has their own personality, everybody has their own character, and it's not gonna be the same. All 6,000 people, it's not gonna be the same. We're not gonna all be sisterly all the time. And then, like I said, all the time, some people could be just having a bad day. They don't even know that they came off a certain way to you. They could just be having a bad day, and it don't have nothing to do with you. It has something to do with them. Like we read in Let Them Theory, the book, most adults have the emotional, like, mindset of an 8-year-old. Think about it. Like, there's adults that have tantrums. There's adults that do silent treatment. There's a lot of adults, most adults, that don't know how to handle their feelings. They don't know how to communicate their feelings. And so that's why I don't even let it get to me when I have issues like this, especially when it's older people. The only reason it bothers me a little to talk about, because for somebody to be older, I expect you to have worked on yourself a little bit more. And I've learned that that's not the case. Now, I want that to be the case for me, and I'm going to make sure of it, because I want to grow every year. I do not want to be the same person and handling situations the same way I was when I was, 12? That's me though. Everybody isn't working on themselves like that. So you can't get somebody that's 70 years old that acts like the person I just said, like me, mugging, stank face, attitude for what? I don't even know you. All I said was hello and smiled. I don't think it has nothing to do with like, oh, so why she getting the sorority? Because it ain't got nothing to do with that. People have bad days, y'all. It's not that deep, but it is irritating. It's just not that deep to be like a whole sorority thing. That's just a human being thing. Everybody has their bad days. Everybody has a day where they have attitude, and just some people don't know how to deal with those things. When they're mad, when they're sad, when they have an attitude, when they're irritated, frustrated, some people just don't know how to deal with that. They don't know how to communicate that, and it could come off to somebody else without them even meaning to, bad or wrong or mean. That's just what that is as a person. But y'all, anyway, I freaking loved our regional director's entrance, y'all. Her entrance was so fire, and it was so up my alley. Oh my god, like the fairy tale magical entrance, her in the carriage. Y'all know I tried to get the carriage like from her coming in through the garage door thing in the back, but the way I was so far in the center, like y'all wouldn't be able to see her actually come in. But I got it on the little projector. So y'all, that was so fun to me. I love that so much. They did really good on the entrance. The whole thing, like the visuals they had displayed with the castle and the fairies. Oh, that was really cute, y'all. And y'all just know that's up my alley. Y'all know I'm a Disney Channel fanatic. I'm like, that was just so up my alley. I loved it so freaking much. And her coming out with her long I don't want to say gown, but like her long little attire, and it was just like, it was on point, and they did that. But yeah, I really like her personality, our original director. Even her presentation today was even her presentation yesterday was really good. I really like how she drew connections to her being the regional director and just her as a person. And basically she was saying like her name is Tracy Moran Adams, and so if you don't know, southeastern region of AKA is consisted of Tennessee, Mississippi, and Alabama. Them the only three. And so y'all, her name is Tracy, Tennessee, Moran, Mississippi, Adams, Alabama. And so she was drawing connections that like this was basically meant for her as a person to be this. And I just found that so interesting, because that's just like something so subtle. Like I wouldn't even picked up on that, and that was so cool. Like, oh, I didn't even think about that. That's pretty cool. But yeah, just how it's meant for her to be together, even like just her as a person, her name, and like everything that she's worked towards, it's all just kind of coming together. And I really like that. As y'all know, I just finished eating. The food was not bad. I had a little bit of everything, y'all. I just literally went in the kitchen downstairs and just got a little bit of everything because I didn't know what I wanted to eat. And we got free breakfast because we stayed in Residence Inn. Even though it's further than like the convention center and stuff like that, I do like a Residence Inn just because you get a kitchen and all that stuff. Like, even though I ain't gonna be cooking for real, like I just like that you have a lot of open space. It makes you feel like more at home because you have the kitchen, the like living room type area, you have a bathroom, like it's like a studio type, you know. I like that. So I always love a Residence Inn. I'm gonna give y'all a little room tour when I get up after we finish talking, before I get dressed for the rest of the day. But it's not really like, no, it's not really all put together because I didn't get to do a room tour last night before we got settled. So y'all gonna see what y'all see, okay? But yeah, let me run y'all through what y'all saw yesterday, what all we did. So when we first got there, we had registration once we found it, and then we also had to find somewhere to park. So that was another debacle because they pre-sold parking spaces online, and so when we got here, all the parking garages close, like connected to the conference center, was freaking booked. So we had to find a parking lot that made us walk an extra distance. But why would I think that y'all would sell out of freaking parking spots in y'all parking garages? Like, as big as that space is, y'all should have so many. Okay, anyway, they sold out of the parking garages. Okay, so we had to find a spot that's a little bit longer of a walk, but it wasn't that bad. We didn't have to go too far of a parking lot because we had got there so early. It was before a lot of people showed up. We found us a parking spot, but then my mama friend is a delegate. So y'all, she had these big old bags because for our sisterly relations committee, they put together thank you bags and stuff like that for everybody who's serving as a delegate in our voting process for our chapter. And so she had to bring all those bags, y'all, and so she didn't bring cards or rolling nothing, so it was just in that big bag that I showed y'all, and it was so freaking heavy. I did not think them bags in that big bag would be that heavy, and it was very heavy. I'm like, oh, let me grab it, I'll do it, you know, because I'm the young one there. I'm trying to be helpful. Maybe that thing was heavy, and y'all know I don't really work out my arms, so like, it was heavy. Now I could have done it, but then she was like, oh, why don't we just split it? Like, I hold one handle and you hold the other handle. You know, we holding it like that. One and none. Okay, we can split it up. Okay, but the fact that we was walking, y'all, we had to walk a good bit of distance outside, a good bit of distance around this little courtyard just to make it to the other side of the building where the conference actually was. Yeah, say all that to say. So we ended up doing the split. She held one handle, I held the other handle. Even then, y'all, it was heavy. Like, this arm right here, sore sore. When I tell you it's so sore, like when we got into the freaking open ceremony and sat down, because I left her with the bag in the deli section, and I came back with my mom. I sat down with my mom, and like my arm right here started clenching, contracting, like it was hurting so bad, y'all. And it's so sore right now. But like all this muscle right here that I had to use that I don't be using, hurting. Like it was a true workout carrying that all around. I was like, bruh. And then eventually we had to switch arms in the middle of us walking. We kept having to alternate arms, and I guess from right here all the way up, like this hurt so bad. And on top of the fact that I literally just did back for a workout, I did that like the day I think before we left, and so like my back and all that is already sore. Okay, so all right here, this area and this area, it was already sore. After we did the opening ceremony, we were supposed to have time to come back to the hotel to check in and just unpack and stuff. However, it ran over and we did not have time. So we ended up just going to the car and we ordered some Chick-fil-A, like Uber Eats, Chick-fil-A. They had vendors there, like food trucks and all that stuff, but y'all, them lines were atrocious. Like even the line last night that we had at the block party, like it's so many of us that we were like, no, I don't want to stand up, and I don't want to use the rest time that I have before next ceremony, next meeting, to stand in a line to go eat. So we were just like, no. So we sat in the car, we Uber eat, and then went back in there to get our seats, because you also can't come in at like right at the time of it starting and then try to get a good seat. So you even still got to be there a little early. So it's just like, yeah, we just didn't have time to go back to the room. And this next meeting was like, it gave people the chance to like appeal decisions and stuff like that. And y'all, bro, it was one situation where I just like, it gave me the ick of people not giving this person grace. And it was just like a simple situation. So basically the lady was trying to run for a regional director of this new, because this is our regional director's last, term. It's a race going on for the new regional director. It's one person that was going up for it, and I'm trying to say it without saying too much, but she was going up for it and she ended up missing one of the mandatory meetings because she basically was saying that she travels a lot, like, and the different time zones messed up. I guess, how you set your reminders on Google and stuff like that, and the different time zones kind of messed up her getting to the meeting on time, like traveling between the multiple time zones during that span of having those mandatory meetings. And I can understand that, right? Like, I know, because also a lot of older ones were basically like, in their mind, I guess, is how are we going to expect you to run our whole region if you're going to miss one of these little meetings? Like, what if we have you meeting with so and so and you end up missing it because of a time zone or something like that? But my personal thing is, we should be giving grace as sisters. Give a little bit of freaking grace. And if this is not something she's known for, like, I feel like some people in there should have know about her. A lot of people should know about her. She's running for freaking regional director. So if that's not something that is like a common thing for her, and it literally was like a one-time mistake, I think she should have been given grace. Like, everybody makes mistakes. That was my thing. Also, like, the emotion she came up there with, I felt so bad for her. And like, she just seemed like she was finna cry as she was saying it. And I know, like, doing that in front of 6,000 people, I wouldn't dare. So the fact that she was literally pleading to us and trying to get us to really understand what happened, and she was apologetic, and she was just saying what happened, like asking for grace. And I just don't understand how we could all sit there as her sister, 6,000 people, and not feel empathy for her and understanding. I was like, mine was blown when they denied her request. Mine was blown, okay? Because I hope y'all never need nobody to give y'all some grace. I hope y'all never need nobody to give y'all no grace, because that's just absolutely absurd that we as sisters couldn't give her that grace. Now, I don't know her personally, so I don't know if maybe, like I said at first, maybe this is a common occurrence. Maybe this is something she's done multiple times, or, I don't know that part. So that could be another factor that make it different. But me just looking on the outskirts, not knowing her, and just looking at her as a sister that made a mistake, I just feel like there should be it should be grace. Like, first of all, I understand me in time zones and traveling, it do get tricky, y'all, with meetings and stuff like that. Because even meetings now, I'm like, dang, I'm on Central, this meeting, that time. Yeah, okay, like, it happens. And I didn't like that. I didn't want to walk out for her, because I don't even know her. It's just the fact that I just feel like some people don't have sympathy and understanding for other people. That hurt my feelings, dang near. It hurt my feelings to hear her being denied that appeal. I just hated that for her. I was irritated. I was already like halfway out of it. Like, I was getting over this whole little meeting because it was just, I feel like there's certain stuff that they be prolonging that don't need to be prolonging. And I feel like that's what a lot of meetings and stuff like that. Like, you doing some stuff that don't even need to be in it. Right? You make it longer than it need to be. After that, I was like, I'm really done. I took out my little crossword puzzle and I started doing freaking crossword puzzles, y'all. And please, I was over that. Like, that just irritated me and had nothing to do with me. Just don't have that. I mean, some girls are just going to be mean. Some people, like I said, just have their bad days. It doesn't even matter if they're a mean person in general. You can do a mean act or mean thing, and that doesn't mean that's your whole personality, your whole character. Because, like, y'all know the saying, like, you're a villain in somebody's story. Like, you're never going to always be the good person in everybody's story, basically. So even though you think a situation ended like that, they should be thinking about you did them wrong and all that stuff, and you don't even know. So, like, that happens everywhere. It's not like AKA. It's not specific to AKA. It's not specific to just sororities or fraternities. It's not specific to none of that. It's just, this is all human being issues. It's nothing about a sorority. It's nothing about fraternity. It's nothing about just Greek organization. It's nothing about any of that. These are people. People are going to be people. Okay? It's just what it is. I hate when people try to make it bigger than, make it specific to one group or like, it's not specific to one nothing. Like I told y'all, we still never had time in between this to go freaking check into our hotel. So the next event, the public event, we were supposed to be wearing different outfits. And so since we never got back to our room to change, we had to change in the car, y'all. I mean, or we could have went into the conference room and changed in the bathroom, but it was just easier to change the car instead of bringing our clothes in and all that stuff and then having to bring it back because y'all know the car wasn't like right outside. We gotta walk. We changed in the car, y'all, put on our little green blazers and stuff, and that was just how we had to do it, y'all. A hot mess. Then we had to come a little bit early to the public meeting. The public meeting is for everybody, like all D9 is invited. So we had everybody there. I think it was fraternities there. It was I think all the sororities were present. From what I remember seeing, at this point, y'all, it's already it's about to be 7:00 p.m. Mind you, we got up at 4 a.m. So I'm really not studying nobody, honestly. I really, So we had to get at this little public meeting early because they want to take our chapter pictures before. So that's what we had to put the green blazers on and stuff. And so we took our chapter pictures. We all found seats for the public meeting to start. And y'all, I was really done with this. I was over all of it. So I'm sitting there doing my crossword puzzle. I'm editing short form content. I was just gonna do that because I told y'all I didn't want to come back. I didn't want to go to the room and check us in because then I would have to come back and pick them up. And I'm like, I'm not gonna do that. Once I get in the room, I'm going to sleep. And so y'all didn't want me to get in the room and then fall asleep and then y'all not get picked up. So I'm like, ain't no point. Then our speaker for that event, like, oh my gosh, captivated my attention. I literally stopped editing. I stopped doing what I was doing. She had my full attention. Like, I really was in tune with what she was saying. They did good with the speaker. They did really, really good with the speaker for our public meeting. She was on point with everything, and she's a lawyer, she's an attorney, and she was just hitting all the marks, like current events and what's going on, and even her connecting it to her personal life. And it was just the way she told her story and the way she just organized her whole speech, and it was just really good, y'all. She really did a good job, and she was such a like powerful speaker, and everything she had the knowledge on and what she talked about and how she got her message across. It was just inspiring and motivating. And she does so freaking much. Not only is she an attorney and she works in the government and she done wrote books and all types of books at that. It's not even like personal entertainment books and stuff like that. Like, she has done so freaking much. I'm like, dang, like, when I say I want to be a well-rounded person, I want to be a well-rounded person like her. Because, baby, she do a little bit of everything. And that's how I want to be. I want to do a little bit of everything. Be as confident and impactful and empathetic, and just it was just, she was a good person. After that, y'all, was a block party, and we went to the block party because we weren't even about to go to the block party, but they were giving out free food. Got a plate of free food just because you were at the conference. And y'all, we would have stayed out there, honestly, if we hadn't got here, if we hadn't left the house at 4 a.m. and been out all day and never made it to the hotel room. I'm pretty sure we would have stayed out a lot later because my mom wanted to stay at the block party. My mom liked to dance, listen to music and all that stuff, so she would have stayed there. And I also wanted to see the step show because our chapter was actually performing in the step show. And I hate that I missed it, but y'all, I was pushing things back later because the public meeting, like I told y'all, it ended later than it was supposed to. So it ran into the block party time. And with that, it ran into the step show time as well. So the step show was supposed to start at 10. We didn't wrap up until almost 10. And it was in the same space. So they have to get everybody out of that space to then set up for the step show and get everybody ready just so they can put them back in, because the step show was a ticketed event. And so it was just a lot. They weren't gonna be able to do that in like 15 minutes. Okay, not everybody, all 6,000 people out this freaking room and all that. It just wasn't gonna happen. And so I think they put the step show back to probably starting at 11. Mind you, I'm already trying to hang on to my last bit of energy that I have to freaking see them. And I know I asked her what ordered everyone, and she said they're third. I'm like, I don't think I could do it. I don't think it was like, we don't think we can stay, bro. Especially because we'd have to wait an hour or so just for them to start. We didn't already have our step show tickets, so we have to be there early, make sure we just sitting there because we'd have to buy tickets at the door. And then on top of that, they might not start on time. Even though they said 11, they might not even start at 11. The lady said that they were supposed to start at 10 last year, and she said they didn't start until like 11 something. I'm like, babe, I don't have time for that. I'm already too sleepy. I'm too tired. I don't want to buy these tickets and then not even get to see my chapter. Because what if they don't come on until about 12 o'clock? I'll be so irked that we sat here, bought a ticket, and then we still didn't get to see them, and we stayed out later than we needed to, because I just didn't see us making it the whole time. So I'm sure that step show, all that stuff didn't end, and then people probably didn't get in until like 1 something. We was all so dang tired, and then we didn't want to stay out there any longer, and then we all get too dang tired. Nobody even want to drive to the hotel, because baby, I was already sleepy. Y'all know, first of all, every time I get in the car, I want to go to sleep. Like I told my mom and dad, like, something's wrong. That's why I can't drive. I don't like to say can't, but I don't drive long distances by myself. Y'all, I don't know what it is. It don't matter how much sleep I got. I done told y'all this before. It don't matter how much sleep I done got in the night, but right before I start driving, if I start driving, some about it, like over 15 minutes, I get sleepy, y'all. Like, I don't know what it is. Just me in a car, I'm sleepy. Today, I'm about to start getting dressed. So the only other thing, I think after this, we do have one more meeting, I think, after some of the workshops this morning. And then we have a soiree, evening night thing, like an end of conference party type thing tonight. But yeah, so I think that is about it for today. And then tomorrow they have a church service and something else. I mean, y'all, they have other events going on as well. I'm just not going to all those events. So, like, they have a legacy breakfast. They have undergraduate specific events going on. They have gold, silver, soror events. They have a legacy parade and something tomorrow. I'm not going to all that stuff, okay? I'm not for it, honestly. Yesterday wore me out, and y'all, why we thought it was gonna have a sofa bed and there was no sofa bed, so I had to just sleep on the couch because there was no sofa bed like they advertised. It wasn't a sofa bed. I'm sitting there, I put the pillows up. I'm like, this is not a sofa bed. This does not pull out. But y'all, and that couch hard, but it was okay. We fluffed it up with my comforter and stuff like that, but still, they irked me a little bit. They said they was going to accommodate us. We could go to a sister hotel maybe, but like they was basically like everything booked. So we just have to see tomorrow. But honestly, y'all, I'm fine. We're going to be here for one more night. It ain't that big. I love that they have so many dang mirrors, y'all. Here's the freaking cake. This is the strawberry cake. My mama friend did not like it, so she gave it to me. She said she did not want that. It's not bad. I like the icing. It's just like, he says like cardboard. It tastes like cardboard, like the texture. I mean, it's not as soft as the one I got, the red velvet one. The red velvet one was really soft, moist, and, you know. But this one is not as moist, like the cake, the actual cake is not. But the icing was decent. The icing is good. And I guess I didn't even show y'all the pound cake. My mom must have ate that, y'all. It must be what that was. All right, y'all. So I just got out of the freaking shower, and my mom called. She said they're going to another freaking session. Okay. So she getting her money's worth. She's getting her money worth, and she said the session won't end until about 12. Yeah. So about 12, and then at 12 when it ends, they're gonna come pick me up and we go to lunch somewhere. So I'm gonna find somewhere for us to go to lunch over around us, around hotel, and then they're gonna come back and change. Yeah, so they give me a little bit of time. I might go ahead and do my lashes because I wasn't gonna do my lashes because I'm just like, I don't know, I'm not feeling up to doing that. I'm not feeling up to getting dressed. I need to bring makeup like I told you. I don't know if I told you that, but I was gonna bring makeup. That was my whole plan last week, and now this week I got to pack it and I did not want to do nothing. I did not want to pack no makeup. I did not want to clean my brushes. I didn't want to do nothing. Y'all, I just have to re-up on my freaking scrub. I love this scrub. Y'all know, y'all have seen almost every video where I do my skincare on because this is my go-to. I love this scrub. If I'm using nothing else in my routine, I use this scrub and I use some lotion, the La Roche-Posay lotion. I gotta start back using sunscreen for sure because it's getting hot. It's getting hot. But I love the consistency of it. You put it in water, y'all. Boom, boom, boom. That scrub. God, I love it so much. Bro, I'm so glad we didn't stay at the stay for the stuff though, y'all. Cause literally, so many people from our chapter recorded it that it was like pointless to say. They went third of the people that were in the graduate chapters, but the undergraduate chapters went before them, y'all. So that means that they were literally the last freaking people to go to close out the show. I would have been pissed off. Like, I would have been pissed off. Because at first I was thinking, like, I think I even told y'all this. I was thinking that the graduates went first. The graduate chapters went first. And so they would be third in the graduate chapter. So they would be the third people to go, essentially. But no, the undergrads went before them. So I'm so, like, I'm learning all that now. This morning, I'm so freaking glad we did not freaking stay. We had sex in the grad chapter that participated. It was only 3.
Sign me up for a slow morning every single dang day of the year. I need that. But does it happen? No. In fact, these days it rarely does. And one would think as a full-time entrepreneur, I'd be able to make that happen. However, you know the saying, life be lifing. And working in a field like construction, you gotta be flexible and be able to go with the flow because changes are always bound to happen. With some new popping up dang near every day. And what you thought your day was gonna look like at the start rarely becomes your reality by the end of it. But hey, it keeps me on my toes. Can it be frustrating to a stickler planner? Yes, it very much can be. But I'm learning to embrace the unexpectedness. But I digress because we supposed to be on vacation. Why am I even talking about work? Shame on me. However, I am at a conference, so like, slick, does that really count as a vacation? What you think? But see y'all.
You are funny.
Y'all, we are back at home. It's Saturday. It's like 7 o'clock at night. I worked on the Women Entrepreneurs panel. Oh, if y'all don't know, I'm planning a Women Entrepreneurs panel in May. It's gonna be May 16th. If y'all not new here, you already know that. And I've been trying to solidify everything. Now, one thing that just, like, I'm over it. I've been waiting on panelists because I wanted all the panelists to be women entrepreneurs from our chapter, but I'm done waiting because ain't nobody contacted me but one person, and that one person just told me, yesterday that she can't even do it because the date doesn't work for her. So I'm just like, I'm done waiting on my chapter. I just sent the notice out in our weekly news for the past few weeks. Nobody said nothing. I said in a group meeting, nobody said nothing. So like, I'm not about to keep asking nobody to showcase their business and talk about their business. I'm not finna do it, okay? So I'm going to ask people that I know that are women entrepreneurs that are not in the chapter, okay? Just personal people my parents know, I know, my family knows, and that's what's gonna make up the panel because I'm over it, I'm done. Y'all already know I was a little irritated before because if y'all watched the last few videos of Contractor Diaries, I done talked about the Women Entrepreneurs panel, like how rough it started off and like getting people to help me and wanting to be a part of it and all that. So the fact that nobody in the chapter is willing to be a panelist is like, it just goes back to what I was saying in those clips in those earlier episodes. But I'm not gonna let that deter me. I'm not gonna let that stop me. Like I said, I'm gonna move on and we're gonna get some women entrepreneurs that's just not in the chapter. Outside of that, I did also today finalize the panelist questions so that when I talk to these people tomorrow, I can go ahead and send them the panel questions and they can go ahead and get acquainted with that before the event. I just did all of that and that's for the panel. I'm about to also work on, I'm just about to get back in the zone. Like after that whole thing at for conference, I just wasn't feeling the conference. Like it was time where I was feeling it. The most I felt like I'm glad I was here to witness this, was our keynote speaker for the public meeting. That was my favorite speaker, my favorite thing about that whole conference. At the end of the night where they were line dancing and all that stuff. Before that, y'all know I told y'all we were supposed to be going to another of our general body meetings. And we didn't even end up going, y'all, because first of all, like I told y'all, we don't live at any of the hotels near the conference. So when we left our hotel, it ended up being a whole lot of traffic. And we had already ordered food, and it was just our food had got delayed. And it was just a whole bunch of stuff going on, traffic with food delays and all that. And the fact that we're not down the street or walking distance to the freaking conference, we ended up being like a few minutes behind, okay? So my mom's friend goes in because my mom's trying to eat because my mom haven't ate at all. So I send the car my mom and we're gonna go in after my mom get a little food in her system. So my mom's friend go in because she's a delegate. So she's going in and then she calls us when she gets in and says, they're charging $3 if you're late. $3 is not a lot amount of money. But the fact that you're charging us $3 for being a few minutes late is insane. For being late at all, I don't care because we already paid to be here at this conference. Everybody paid a whole lot of money to be here at this conference. From getting there, transportation, to hotels, to the dang conference itself, because the registration fee do not cover the hotel, nor does it cover your transportation. So the fact that you would sit here and charge somebody money to get in something they already paid for is absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd, especially considering the fact that y'all have been late on plenty of occasions. So, like my mama said, does that work in reverse? Do we get some registration money back? Do we get money for y'all being late, starting events late? No, I didn't think so. So why are you trying to charge us for being a few minutes late? I don't understand. And I really think it's a slap in the face, honestly, to everybody else in the sorority. $3 because you're late at all, when people have spent hella money to come here, is honestly diabolical. It's diabolical. And like I said, a slap in the face. I don't even know why we're late. You don't know why we're late. And it's not like it's we come in the room, it's late, it's gonna be disrupting. It's a big open space. It's not even like you gotta open a door and walk in or nothing. Like, I could see if it was being disruptive for you to walk in. This big old space that y'all saw, the same big old space that we was in, that has no doors, it's just an open big space. So when you walk in, it's open, it's big space. Nobody even, if you're not looking at a person walking in, nobody even knows you're walking in. It's off to the side where you walk in at. No doors, no nothing, just open. So it's not disrupting nobody either. I'm just confused on why y'all thought that was okay. That was so diabolical. So when we heard that, Mama said bad. We said bad because, baby, I don't even have to come in. I don't have to come in at all. I could honestly go. For me, I could go home right now. Because I just feel like that's disrespectful, honestly. Because we already, I'm telling y'all why we late, but they don't know why we late. But that ain't the point. That ain't even the point. People that spent their hard-earned money to be here. And y'all have also been late starting events your dang self. I sat there at a public meeting that was supposed to start at 7 and didn't start till almost 7:40. I ain't get no money back. So why do you think you have a right to charge somebody to get into a meeting that we already paid to be here? Because that just left a really bad taste in my mouth. Like, so bad of a taste. Y'all already know I had a bad taste in my mouth after they rejected that woman's appeal. How we all sisters and you can't show nobody no grace? I know everybody in here to miss something for some day. Everybody had a bad day and then missed a meeting or something. Like, ain't nobody in this freaking thing perfect and been perfect all throughout their career, all throughout their, like, it's not possible. So the fact that you can't give your sister a little grace, that already left a bad taste in my mouth. Y'all know that, I said that before. Oh, $3 thing. And then to go on, she said, since we didn't go in, this is for my mom's friend, that's one of our delegates. She said that they end up telling them how much they made off of them. People put their time and first of all, people all the time, all year long, month to month, week to week, day to day, spending their heart and their time and money into this sorority. We pay dues every year. The fact that you think it was all right to charge people anything to get in that dang meeting is crazy, actually. And then to go on and say after the fact of how much we charge off people being late, like you chastising some grown women like we're children, is crazy. It's absolutely absurd. When you could be understanding at the fact that y'all have stuff so grouped together all the time and people have to go change, go to different rooms, and everybody is not staying at the few hotels that y'all have at the conference. So some people do have to drive. Like, I just feel like they should be a little bit more considerate and understanding, because that was not it at all. You shouldn't be holding nobody to no time when you couldn't even hold your own self to time. I don't know who they thought they was with that one. But baby, you ain't getting $3 for me. You're not getting, I don't care how much it is, you're not getting nothing for me to attend a meeting that I halfway don't even want to attend my dang self, that I already paid to attend. just because you feel some type of way about some people being late. My thing is, I've been chill with them starting stuff late, prolonging events. The events have been going over with time. Events going in together because they so late with stuff, behind with stuff. We all chill. We all going with the flow, letting y'all do y'all thing as the administrators and the officials. And then you go on to charge us? That ain't making sense to me. I ain't like that at all. Mind you, we have literally been scuffling to make sure we get to every freaking thing, y'all. Y'all know the first day we woke up at 4 a.m. in the morning to get there. I didn't get to the hotel room that day until about 11 o'clock at night. Y'all know that. We scuffled to make sure we got to everything on time and was early today near everything except that one thing that they tried to charge $3 for. It's really a slap in the face because of how much we scuffled to be on time for everything and was early to everything else but that one thing. Literally barely got any rest time that first day when we got there at 4 a.m. and was on go until 10 o'clock at night. For you to then charge us $3. I mean, y'all, we was changing in the freaking car because we didn't have time because of how they had stuff scheduled to go back to our hotel room. So considering all that and us trying to go with the flow, just, be chill, be calm, and still try to be there on time for everything, be early to everything, trying to make it work after we didn't went out our way this whole time to be here. Because y'all know my dad, he had his knee surgery and all that. So we already going out our way to even be here at this conference. But y'all know me. Y'all know, like I told y'all what I would have did. Oh, $3? Oh, okay. Y'all have fun with that. Cause no. Went there to the soiree thing. Food was nasty, which I kind of expected. So I'm glad we ate before. They had us in the line dancing room, which I didn't like that they had everybody split up. But they split everybody up into different ballrooms. And each ballroom was like a different genre of music. So you had line dancing in one. We were in the line dancing room. You had an 90s R&B section and so on. But I didn't really like that, honestly. I think they should just find a big enough space to have us all in one room and did it like that. Play line dancing music, play 90s R&B, let everybody be around everybody and do it that way. But whatever. Then they had a little after party, which we went up there too, but the after party room was so dang small. I'm like, man, y'all know y'all shouldn't have the after party in no room like that, babe. It was hot. It was giving college after party. I mean, they could have did better than that. I ain't gonna lie. And it was hot in there and sweaty. Like, as soon as you walked in, it was hot and muggy. And I was like, oh, no. And I'm already ready to go. We went on ahead and left. Went to the hotel. Went to sleep, y'all. Got back up in the morning. Got breakfast. Then we got on the road. We went to Buc-ee's. And y'all got me some cookie dough. And then I got me a club melt, which was good. I just didn't realize it was spicy mayo on it, and y'all know I don't like spicy, but it was still good. I'm not a big spicy fan. They got some sliced brisket sandwiches. I know my mama got some pecan something. I don't know what she bought them people. Yeah, that was a wrap for me. Like, that's my kind of all, like, my review of the conference. That whole last thing, that just didn't sit right to me, okay? It didn't sit right to me at all. It's all. Yeah, right now I need to work on the career fair thing because I told y'all also that I'm going to be presenting at a career fair at a school at my business, me and my brother and my dad. And I need to get together like a presentation or like what I'm going to have for the career fair on the table, what I'm going to have out, all that stuff, what I want to bring, any activity I want to do. I need to plan that out. So I'm going to work on that because honestly that's the first event that I have out of those 3 big events that we have in May. Presenting at a career fair, then the Women Entrepreneurs panel, and then the groundbreaking ceremony, breaking ground on 2 properties that we got going on with the government in Memphis. The career fair is the first thing, y'all. So that's on May 12th. And I need to, finalize that ASAP, whatever I want to do with that. But that is it for this vlog, y'all.